Hello and welcome back to my third video of my 12 videos of Christmas. This one is going to be a Christmas gift guide, and I thought really long and hard about this because I see gift guides and I'm like, their presents aren't really realistic. So I've tried to make a list of realistic presents for boys and girls or whoever you want. And I have split it up into expensive and less expensive gifts just to suit your budget. So let's get started. First of all, I have made a list of books that I think would be great as a present, and over the past year I have gotten into books. I've read so many books and I bloody love them. You can learn so much from them. So I have to wait until you go in there and close the door. Okay, sorry, Ronan interrupted me there. But basically, obviously, self-development books aren't everyone's cup of tea, so I've also included fiction books as well. So books that I have read this year that would greatly help anyone is 101 Essays That Can Change the Way You Think. I actually got it for my daddy for his birthday. So it suits both boys and girls. It really makes you think, and I think it's a brilliant book. Another one would be Tony Robbins' Awaken the Giant Within. It's an amazing book. I am 3/4 of the way through it. I just need to finish it. It really makes you think, and I bloody love Tony Robbins, if you don't already know that. Another one, which is a great one, is Healing is the New High. I actually just finished it the other day. It's amazing, and it would be amazing if you went to therapy alongside it. I feel like you would get so much out of it, but it's really good if you're not ready for therapy yet or that sort of thing. A few fiction books that I would recommend are the Sally Rooney books. I've read Conversation with Friends and Beautiful World, Where Are You? I think it's called. I'll just double check and I'll put it up if it's not called that. I also have Normal People. I've watched it, I haven't read it, but I have the book, but it's supposed to be brilliant. So they are fiction books that I would recommend. And then another book I read this year was Troubles with Us, and it's about growing up in the Troubles. It's a young girl from Belfast that actually wrote the book, and it's amazing, really eye-opening, and you actually learn so much through it. It only took me about a week to read, so it is quite an easy read, but it's definitely a really nice present. A few more books that I have listed here. Also, I have all of my presents listed on my laptop because I have to use my phone to film because my camera's acting up right now, so that's why I have my laptop out. But a few more books that I have seen and I really want myself, so hint to anyone that might buy me a present, is any of the Badass books by Jen Sincero. So it's like Badass Making Money, Badass Habits, things like that. That just reminded me, another great book is Atomic Habits, and I think everyone should read that because it teaches you how to make habits, how to use habits, the importance of habits and everything around habits, and it really does change your life. So that would be a really good one as well. And yeah, I'm actually not gonna, because I can just go into a deep hole of books, but if you need any more book recommendations, just give me a message and I will give you more. My Instagram is linked below, or you can just comment on the video. So then if we go into the boys' gifts, some expensive gifts that I have listed are the likes of like an Apple Watch or a fitness tracker. So I have the Garmin Vivo Active 4S. It's brilliant. I had a Fitbit before, but I like the Garmin better. So this also suits the girls' present. I've just put it onto the boys' list. Ronan also said he wants an Aura ring, which is basically, it tracks all of your health statistics and things like that as well, but in much more detail than any other fitness tracker, so it's really accurate. And yeah, if your partner is into that sort of thing, that might be a really good expensive present. Another one I have on my list, which I would have loved to have gotten Ronan, is the PlayStation 5, but it seems to be like gold dust to get, so but maybe you are able to purchase that, and I think your partner would love you forever if you got a PlayStation 5, or your dad or your brother or whoever you are buying for. Last year I got Ronan a TV and it was a big hit, so that's definitely a good idea because the TV if you are moving out, you can take it with you. You know, a TV is just so helpful and handy. It's also a great present for like a parent or someone as well, if you're in the financial position to get something like that. More expensive but slightly less expensive is like the likes of football boots or new runners. You can get some class Nike runners, but they can be quite dear, so you wouldn't buy them for yourself, so buying them as a present could be like a really good gift as a main gift. I also have city break. I think a city break is an amazing present, and I would much prefer a present that's an experience rather than a thing. So the thought of going, or of someone thinking of a place that you would like to go to, I just think is so nice. And them to have organised it all for you. You can get some really good deals for like 4 days. If you look on the likes of lastminute.com, me and Ryan got a trip to Paris last year. We couldn't actually go because of coronavirus. We got it for like, I think it was less than £200 altogether, and it was our hotel and flights. You can also get flights on like Skyscanner and Booking.com or Airbnb, so just make sure you look around. But you can get some really good deals for less than £200, so I think that would be a great present. Another one Ronan has mentioned a number of times is tickets to a match. I don't really know where to start with tickets in a match, but you can get packages that include your travel and your hotel. So an example of a company that does packages is Skeleton Travel. I'll put that on the screen and I'll link it down below. But they do your whole experience for you, so it's pretty much really easy to organise. So I think that would be a nice present for like your dad or your brother or partner, whoever it is. More or less expensive sort of presents for boys or girls. I mean, I'm just putting these into categories, but whoever it is, this just to give you ideas. Is the likes of like the FIFA game. It was only out in September, so I think that's a good present. So you can get it for the PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, whatever console they might have. Ronan also keeps going on about the new Pokemon game that was out. He's like, it's like my childhood in HD, so maybe that would be a good idea as well. Aftershave is always a good shout. I always go for 1 million, or there's Invictus, I think is one called. It smells really good as well. I think that's the name. If not, I'll put it on the screen. Then I got my dad last year an Alexa, and he bloody loves it. And I actually had to get him another one for the kitchen because he took the other one into his room because he's obsessed. You can also get like Alexa light bulbs, Alexa plugs for the wall. And like my dad is into all that sort of thing, so if you're a dad or a partner, whoever it is, that might be a good present as well. Another one is a course they might want to do. For example, Ronan wants to do a nutrition course, so I think that would be a good present because it's just taking like a financial burden away from them. So if they mention that they're interested in something, it might actually give them the push to do it as well, because sometimes you just talk about things but you never get around to actually doing it. So if you've already paid for it and signed them up, then you know it's a really thoughtful present too. It shows that you're listening to what they're talking about and what they're interested in. A handy one is gym clothes, or like clothes in general. For gym clothes, I would often go to Alphalete or Gymshark. But there are some local brands as well, like Move. It's a local brand from Ireland. They also do lovely sweaters, and a sweater in general would be nice. You can also get nice sweaters on Marion. It's from Newry. It's a brand from Newry. They do vintage sweaters, so things like that would be nice. And you're supporting local. Also like football jersey, rugby jersey, soccer jersey. If I'm stuck, that's what I go to. Like for my daddy, get him the Ireland jersey. The rugby jersey. For Ronan, it's like, what county jersey does he not have? Like what soccer jersey does he want? It's always a handy option. Then I also love, every year I would do like a wee Christmas Eve box with like pajamas, socks, chocolate, things like that, just because I am so OTT and I bloody love giving presents. So that might be a nice idea as well, like just nice new pajamas, because when do men ever buy pajamas? Well, I don't know about your men in your life, but the men in my life do not. So I always think that's a nice little present. Then for girls or whoever, I'm just putting into lists. Things like more expensive presents for like girls, I would think would be an iPad. I got an iPad last year, best present ever. I'm obsessed. You can even give money towards an iPad if you aren't in the financial position to buy an iPad. You can also get second-hand iPads on Apple. They do like second-hand everything, so make sure you have a wee look at that as well, because they're always like brand new and they are certified by Apple, so it's always a good option and saves you a bit of money. Polaroid, or the Polaroid printer that you can attach to your phone and it prints off pictures in Polaroids. I think that's a really cool present. Then like things for like your hair straighteners, hair curlers. There's the Voodoo ones, which is an Irish brand again, and they're supposed to be amazing. I can't speak from experience because I haven't tried them. Or the Steam Pod, which is on my list of things that I would like. I think it would be great. Aileen Amelia has just convinced me that I need it in my life. Headphones, Beats or AirPods, and then again a city break. Obviously, who doesn't love a city break? I have that on both lists. Then less expensive sort of presents, I'm thinking Sinead Haggerty's meditation course. I completed that and it's amazing, life-changing, and I think everyone needs it in their life. So I'm actually making Ronan do it now, so you could get it for your boyfriend or whoever in your life you want to. Crystals, if you're into that sort of thing, I would recommend the rose quartz or a citrine. Or then like incense burner. We actually got my dad a class incense burner for his birthday. It's one of the ones where the smoke from the incense like flows down it like a waterfall, and he's obsessed. Like he keeps sending us photos of it. It's a really good idea. Got it on Amazon, I can link it below. Or you can get them on Etsy and things like that as well. Then for shoes, like a pair of Converse. I'm obsessed with Converse at the minute, especially the chunky sole ones, or Air Forces, because you can't go wrong with a white pair of runners, literally. Pajamas, always a good shot. When do you ever not want pajamas? Like pajamas is always great. Dressing gown, slippers, hot water bottle, like a wee whole pack. I think that's such a great present. Like I'd be happy with that. And then like you can put in like face masks, some like nice treats, hot chocolate, things like that. A nice mug. A nice mug is always a nice shot as well. Then we also have tan. Balamantia or Iconic Bronze. They're the only ones I use. I also use the So Dripping Gold face mist, but for me and tan, I only ever use Iconic Bronze or Balamantia. So both Irish owned brands, owned by the same person, but get that on your list because tan, like you can't go wrong with that either. Then I have jewellery. So the thing that came to mind with jewellery was again the Tranquility rings by Sinead Haggerty. They're for like anxiety, they're movable, so they're like called like mindful rings I think, and you can move them. So like if you're anxious, you know, it's something to fiddle with, because when I'm anxious I fiddle with everything. So you can now get them in silver and gold, which is amazing. And I think that's a nice thoughtful present because each ring has a meaning behind it, so you could pick the best meaning to describe the person or what they need right now. So the one I have is Saigal, say your goals out loud, which is good because it just reminds you to keep working towards your goals and stuff like that. And then I just have like chocolate treats, things like that, because I like to fill up a present with like chocolate bars and stuff like that, just to like go over the top. And then also last thing, journal or a diary. So Little Penny Thoughts came out with new diaries. I already bought myself one. I know I probably shouldn't have. It should have been a present, but I couldn't wait and I was afraid that they would sell out. Everyone always needs a diary, and the diaries from her are stunning. They're pink and I definitely recommend, so I will link it down below. Journals as well. Look, you can get lovely journals on paper, so it's like PAPIE, or you can get personalized ones. You can put their name on it, their initials on it, and I just think that is a stunning present as well, because you can never have enough notebooks. But yeah, that is my list of gifts. I hope I covered everything, and I feel like I have. I feel like those sort of presents will be good presents, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I would appreciate if you give it a little like and a subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for another one. Bye!